Hey everybody, Cursethedawn here. Yesterday we played a little bit of Grim Dawn. Played like an hour and a half, created a new character, Greta here, who, you know, she doesn't look it, but she's a shaman. And that's what I like about Grim Dawn, is it has some interesting character classes. Shaman, Demolitionist, then there's just like standard soldier, there is occultist. What the hell is that? I don't even know. Nightblade. There's all these like classes that you don't see in standard games. And yes, this is basically, yeah, I guess I call it a Diablo clone, but it does things differently in some ways and does things the same in other ways, which is kind of what you want from an alternative to Diablo. So anyway, yesterday's stream is gone because I had the microphone down too low. So I did an hour and a half of not being able to hear a damn thing. So anyway, let's get started here, continuing with her. So here she is. One of her powers, she can now, she does Devouring Swarm, which is to shoot a swarm of bugs. Let's just do some, this is kind of, you know, like Diablo, the easy area is outside of and so she can do that, and she can, this is kind of a buff, which you now see down in this little corner here. And she has the leaves around her showing it's running. And then the last thing I got last night was this summoned Briarthorn, which is kind of a pet. Terrifying pet. So what's cool about Grim Dawn is it has some things that Diablo doesn't have. You can zoom in and zoom out. I mean, that's about as far as it goes. But still, Diablo, I don't believe Diablo 3 does that. And then also, you can rotate the camera around. And Diablo 3 definitely doesn't do that. So this shaman, she's like got a kind of a strange skill set. Like her main skill here, I'll just show you. So I'm doing this path here, which is brute force, which requires a two-handed melee weapon. And when you think of a shaman, you don't really think of two-handed melee weapon. You think more of a barbarian or something, so it's kind of weird, but okay, whatever. And then this is feral hunger, which allows you to eat the dead, kind of. Shredding your enemies and feasting voraciously on their spilled blood. So that's kind of weird. And this advances into, you can get kind of werewolf-y type things. And then this path, this is the Devouring Swarm. Grasping Vines, I don't think I'm going to go this route because it's just a route, you know, and I don't really care about that. But then there's pets, summon a Briarthorn, and then this is just adding abilities to the Briarthorn. I guess this it's like a buff as well. Buff. So anyway, When you get points, usually you get 3 per level. And you can add points to these things. You see this is like 2 of 16, 2 of 12, 3 of 10. And you can add those 3 points to this stuff, or you can add points to here, which extends this bar out, and thus allowing you to unlock more of these things. So it's quite a complicated tree, but that means every time you play it, it's of course different and pretty fun. The money here is iron bits instead of coins. But it's pretty good if you're like tired of Diablo, and I mean, like, I was very excited that the Necromancer came out for Diablo. I was like, oh yeah, Necromancer from Diablo 2 was so much fun. And I bought it, and then I realized I basically had to play through Diablo 3 again, and I just couldn't face it. So I just kind of went, okay. But at least this is something completely different. I'm not playing through Diablo again. And I bought this a while ago and just was playing it super casually and don't even really remember what was going on. Yeah, so these monsters are fighting each other. They have factions in this game, and you... Let's see if it has this here. Yeah, faction window. So as I kill monsters, I get either liked or hated by different factions, and so these are the hostile factions. How you would ever get liked by them, I don't know. I don't know how this goes any other way but down. Because the ethereals are like the bad guys of the game. So maybe there's some storyline that lets you be friends with them. I don't know what you would then attack. And plus, like I said yesterday, which I deleted so you don't see it, but you come across these monsters fighting each other, and you can't really choose a side. You attack one, and the others, when they're done killing them, come and attack you, so it doesn't matter what you do. So I'm a little confused on the faction idea. Added boots. So, similar to Diablo, it has different, based on color. Yellow is kind of the step above gray. This is gray. Then yellow is a step above gray, and then green is higher, and then blue is higher than that. I'm not sure what's next. Haven't really come across that. I'm only level 8. And the character I'm playing at work during lunch is a cultist, and they're that one's only level 20-something. So I haven't gotten very far in this game. I just kind of, you know, like everyone, I suffer from the same problem as everyone, where you playing something and then all of a sudden, you know, ooh, shiny, you go play something else. So, according to the storyline, I need to go back to one of these portals and hop back to... See here, just like Diablo. These are like the...
I'm still waiting for one of my scouts to report in.
Great. So just like Diablo 3, there's these portals that let you then go to a map screen like this and choose places you've already been. But kind of unlike Diablo, you have these, you collect scrap and you collect iron as you're playing. And that allows you to come to places like this. So this is like a pile of wood and supplies. And you click on it and it's like, this will take 6 scrap and 300 iron bits to repair. So right now I don't have enough, but you repair the bridge. So once the bridge is repaired, I can't, let's see, can I zoom out? Yes, 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 yes. No. Need a world view. Doesn't let you just switch to world view. But, so this opens up new areas. So instead of like traveling to another map like they do in Diablo, you actually unlock it at, and you can spend those points and scrap iron and stuff on yourself, buying supplies, or you can actually focus on, I want to get the hell out of here, so here's another bridge to a different area. And you can actually open up the map. You have all these choices of how you want to deal with the game. So this guy here, he asked us to go down into the sewers and kill the monsters in here so the water isn't coming out toxic. So let's do that. Looks very Diablo, doesn't it? The game itself is very brown. Another example of monsters attacking That AI wasn't very impressive, was it? Standing there throwing stuff through bars instead of walking through the doorway. Over here and chill out a bit. So when you level up, you click the level and it brings you to this screen, which you have, like I said, 3 points to add somewhere. And then also click your character screen and it gives you points in here to add to your physique, cunning, and spirit. So you have a choice of which to do here. I think I'm going to do spirit. See, spirit increases the flow of energy into your being and allows you to withstand spiritual burden, more powerful enchantments, and magnifies damage attacks. I guess, you know, since she's got this, well, yeah, let's do that. Okay. So then going back to the skill points. So you can add 3 points to this, which it'll boost this gauge to about here, so you're on your way to unlocking more things. Or you can just bump up these things. Let's see. This is the feral hunker. I would say our devouring swarms are kind of weak right now. He seems to be crushing things without much problem, but... So let's add... And then add to the buff, I guess? Let's do that one. This is a brute force, so this is the glow on the weapon that smashes people, so... Alright. Now these are the eyes from those beholders, which when you play as an occultist, you could pick them up. They're for something. What they are, I'm not sure. They just were like a gray item you could sell from what I could tell, but there's also a crafting system in here, so it could have something to do with that. So here's scrap, which goes towards unlocking those bridges. And then he has these platings. So there are all these things that you, I don't know if I can see in here. Yeah, I just got the one. But if you right click it, see you can add plating to your weapon or your armor. And there's also buffs for weapons and things too, that you can build up like the crystal system in Diablo 3. You can make stronger and stronger crystals or gems. So I think we have to go all the way around here. Doesn't seem to matter. In here? No, 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 no. Kind of feels like those swarms are stronger now. Feels like it. Let's go back here, we kind of missed some things. Okay. Oh, no, I'm not picking up gray stuff anymore, it just fills the inventory too much. Nothing. Oh, there. I have no idea what that was about. Oh, okay. So Serrated Spike, that's sort of like a gem that adds to your weapons. But like I said, you stack a bunch of them to make them more powerful, so I don't want to use it right now. One cool thing that this has that I didn't expect to be as fun as it was it has guns. And I didn't set her up to really use guns, but you can you know, have an alternate weapon layout. So if I find a really good gun, I don't think I have one right now. If I find a really good gun, I'm going to give a loadout that's got a gun, just for ranged. You guys can't see it, but GeForce Experience just added this pop-up right here, and it doesn't show up on your feed, but I can't see the mini-map because of it. It's really annoying. See if I can get rid of it here. Yeah, there. This is the boss. Yeah, I think so. Done. So the bosses do this, and I don't quite understand why. But here's a drop from the boss, and here's a drop. And then there's this crystal, Grand Spoils, that always pops up, and sometimes you accidentally hit it and don't notice it. So you click that, and then there's more stuff. So why that doesn't just come out of the guy, why does it have to be a two-step process, I don't know. Alright, so, let's see. Did we get anything good? Yeah, our hat is garbage. And I have to be level 12. Rats. And I have to be stronger to use that one. Okay, what about this? 18? No, it's not as good. Here's a gun, but not a great one. I basically got nothing. What's this? Have to be level 14. One-handed mace. So I can't really use one-handed items because it takes away from that brute force perk I took. So that sucks. So I don't know what to do with this. Basically got nothing. Them's the breaks. So here's a ruined shrine. Now in the shrines, they're scattered across the world, and when you click on them, you either have to fight the evil that's corrupting it. So all these monsters come out and you fight, or you have to give an offering to release it. So let's do the offer. Okay, got more stuff. The shrine is cleansed. Now is there anything useful here? 52, yeah, that's cool. Okay, she looks a little different now. Is that it? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So let's zoom in, see if we can take a look at her. Is she any cooler? Yeah, a little bit. This game tends to be very brown. The armor is very brown. The world is very brown. But I love this. I love this being able to zoom in and spin around. It's a little disorienting sometimes when you're playing. You're kind of like, whoa, now I don't know where I'm going. Which is probably why Diablo 3 didn't do it, because it takes away from the speed. You flip around and then you don't know where the hell you're at. Okay, so let's add some points here. So I guess it always gives you the choice to switch classes. So every time you level, you could, if you're like, I don't want this shaman, I want to be something else, you can switch to it. So Arcanist, Nightblade, Occultist, Demolitionist, and Soldier. So like I said, at work I do the Occultist, and I'm trying the Shaman now. But they all look really cool, and they're unique. They're not things you, with the exception of course of the standard Soldier, they're not things you see too often in other Diablo type games. So it's just fun to do something different. And then Devotion is something I have not really played with. I have 2 points available, and this is like your devotion to a god. So these give you kind of your belief system and perks because of it, I think. So these are the evil ones, wild forces of magic, and but I don't really know what is good and what is not good, and what is good for my character and what is not good for my character. And this sounds a bit more shaman-y. Primordial beings embodying the powers of creation, life, death, and reality itself. That sounds like more of a shaman thing? I don't know. Beings that order and cherish harmony and balance. I guess that could technically also be... You would expect a shaman to be more nature. Beings represent wild forces of magic. No, it's not nature. And then this is chaotic beings, so this is evil. And descendants of godlike status through immense feats of reverence. I don't know. I think it's between these two. But like I said, I don't know what is good. I'm going for the more chaotic shaman, the darker shaman. So let's do this. Can I do this? Oh, I have to do it here. Oh, well, this simplifies it, I guess. Defensibility. Blue defense. Offense. Offense. And then I think you get little perks through this. So this is like a whole different skill tree. It's crazy how customizable this game is. Wow. I don't think I can do it though. I don't have... Because it says I have 1 point available. And then it says 5. What are these? Imp. Fire damage. Oh, so you're completing the constellations itself. So where's the start of this one? Right here. Sailor's Guide. Huh. And this one, this is plus 10 to your... Huh. 15 cold damage, fire damage. So what do we want? Cold damage, fire damage, vitality. This one seems better, actually. It's boring, it's a compass, but you get both physique and defense. This is just physique. Fire damage, cold damage. Let's go with this. Okay. There it goes, 1 point in here. Okay. Then you can always undo, and it's really cool. Confirm changes, yes. So we're back here with 3 points available. Let's see. Last time we put points into Swarm and the basic brute force. Let's raise up our Briarthorn. Oh, yeah, and it kills them. We have to respawn it. And let's add 2 points into raising this bar so that we can unlock some of these other things. There. So many different ways to play this game. Okay, so let's get our friend back. Crazy looking guy. We already put points into here. Yeah. I think we're good. Alright. Wow. See, when I zoom this far out, it feels too far away. There we go. Okay. I think we might have cleared this area. We might be done in here. Yeah. Cleanse the shrine doesn't... Let's see. It doesn't actually say to return. Oh, yeah, it does. Return. Okay. So yeah, we did. Kind of weird we had to walk all the way back. Yeah, very weird. Usually games would like give you a shortcut just to get out, you know. All gray stuff, don't need. Cover this, right? Yep. Yeah. Jeez. We gotta walk all the way through here. We already destroyed everything in here. There must have been a shortcut I didn't see. That's kind of dumb. If there isn't. There must have been, though. Oh, good. Needed that scrap anyway. So I heard a guy. We're getting out. It's a pretty game. Like I said, a little brown, but pretty. Okay. Yeah, he was here, yeah. So there's the water coming out, poison.
Any luck clearing out those sliths? People are starting to beg me for water. I don't know how many more times I can say it'll melt your guts before they just rush me and take it.
I've taken care of it.
Well done. Once I pump out the remaining poison water, the spring should be clean enough for drinking. I'll make sure to let people here know how much help you've been. They'll be grateful that they can get a drink without dissolving their intestines. One more thing. Take my rucksack. Useful for hauling back scrap or whatever else you come across. I'm too old for that stuff now.
Cool, so now we expanded our inventory. Yep, now we have this spice. We didn't have that before. And so you heard the voice acting of this guy.
Thanks for all your help. At least we can get a decent drink, even if that drink ain't a finger of whiskey.
See, he's got character, he's a good voice. But they aren't all that way. If you come here, and walk back here, talk to this chick.
Let me clear your mind of regrets.
Her voice is kind of... So you come back here, I think, to clear your points and reassign them if you're not happy.
Stay strong.
It didn't actually sound too bad, but earlier you had a conversation with her and it was very flat. And then you have these that are unimportant, less important. They don't say anything, it's all just... It's like the conversations in Diablo. So...
Safe storage, no questions asked.
This guy is your items chest. So you can see here I started adding some of these little pieces, and here's more. And I just like to stack them up here so I can see where I'm at. There's some more scrap. Stuff I can't use yet. Can't use that yet. Can't use that yet. Can't use that yet. This goes here. So then, like the gem system, although you don't need to go to a merchant to do it, you right-click, and then you can stack it here. And that doesn't stack it into 2. What that does is, like it says, partial component 2 of 3. So then once you do all 3, so this already has 2, I'm going to add this one. Now it's a full component that you can use on your armor to add to it. So let's say we just got this one, right? Seems pretty good. So let's add some armor to it just to use an example. Bang. Do you want to? Yes. There. So now I've added 15 armor to that piece. So it's similar to the gems that were in Diablo.
I'll hold on to that for you.
Alright, so let's go sell some junk.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
So I think you get better prices as you are more tolerated. So what I do, I don't really know what's better for what. So I just go by price. So this one is valued at 26 and what I'm wearing is 112. So I'm going to sell that. Sell that. Sell that. See, these are worth more, but I need a two-handed weapon. These aren't two-handed. So I'm just selling it. It's not bad. Oh, okay. Wear that. 16. See, even that's better. It's still one-handed though. So can I do this? Yeah. Has a different loadout. And there's no repair
Put it to good use.
that I have found, and it kind of confuses me. Because later on you find like blueprints that says give to the blacksmith. I have no idea where the blacksmith is. I have not found any buddy here that looked like they were taking the role of a blacksmith. Because you click on guys and it kind of says Corey the Keeper, salvage dealer, just names if they don't have anything specific. There's a guy in here. I think maybe, I don't know what exactly he does. Oops.
Welcome to my workshop. I saw you fighting the dead out in Lower Crossing, and I dare say you are absolutely brilliant. Evidently, cutting you off that noose was the best decision the captain made that day. Where are my manners? I'm Casper, scientist and inventor. What brings you to my humble shop?
Captain said he wanted to speak with me.
Rift gates, yes. The ethereals use them to get around. I was working on a way to close them, but then you stumbled through ours. We have never seen a human, possessed or otherwise, pass through one before. Not a living one, anyway. It was then that I realized that we could put these portals to use. There's something about you that is attuned to the rift gates, and I intend to replicate it. You don't remember anything, do you? I may have taken some liberties while you were out cold. It was just a few tests, a blood sample or two, nothing major. The results were curious. It appears that your body is still teeming with residual aether energies. Don't worry, you won't be growing any new limbs, probably. But I'm going on tangents here. I believe that with a correctly tuned pulse of aether energy, we can replicate this phenomenon in a controlled manner, as in without the need for pesky possession. I've been working on just the device to do it, but it needs power. For that, I require aether crystal fragments. You'll be looking for large formations of crystals with an unnatural green glow. They are strewn about the landscape now, anywhere the ethereals have left their mark. Shouldn't be too hard to find, especially around places with large concentrations of corpses. I'd check the graveyard. Be careful, though. Those crystals are a bit unstable around the living.
I'll keep your stash safe.
Haha.
I'll hold on to that for you.
Did you bring back the aether crystal fragments I require? Excellent. These will do perfectly. I'll just place them into the device here and... oh my. That's not right. Not at all. That pulse, it wasn't supposed to go off. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3. Yes, my fingers are still intact. Did it reach you too? How do you feel? Ah, very good. I'm sure a little more aether in your system won't do you the slightest harm. Okay, maybe it was a lot more. But you look fine. Fitter than ever. A real shame about the prototype, though. Showed such promise. Perhaps if I had more fragments. We've been so preoccupied with this Riftgate business that I completely forgot about my apprentice, Darlet. I sent her out to the Burwich Estates to fetch parts for our research, and she's been gone entirely too long. Seems her ineptitude carries beyond just the workstation. I have to say, I do feel a little responsible for her now that she is my apprentice. Could you please go out there and find that hopeless girl? Have you happened to find my apprentice? I'm sure she's probably...
Let's put this crystal back so it's not in our inventory.
I'll keep your stash safe. I'll keep an eye out on this.
Yes. Okay, so that's about all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to come back maybe later and play it a little more. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please follow me and have a great day. Talk to you guys later.